So do I think that a Kenshi Netflix series, or I guess in this case TV series, could theoretically work? Yes, unequivocally, I absolutely think that it could work, but it would need to be done a very specific way as to not damage the whole, overarching theme of Kenshi, which is that you are not the main character and you are not important. So rather than having a main character per se, I think that if you were to do a Kenshi series, it would need to be animated, because I think that would be the best way to actually create the world of Kenshi and see it the way that we would want to see it, instead of using CGI or anything like that. I think that a nice animated Kenshi series would be great. It would need to be done as an anthology rather than an episodic linear storyline with a main character and a main premise. Instead, every single episode would be its own story, its own adventure, its own individual tale taking place on the world of Kenshi from a different person or different group of people's perspectives. Think something similar to Black Mirror, where every single episode tells a unique story. And by doing it this way as an anthology, you could tell a variety of stories from the different perspectives of people all across the face of Kenshi. You could have one episode that is a Holy Nation theme. You could have one episode based in the UC. You could have one episode that follows a group of Shaq. You could have one where they're traders, one where you're following cannibal hunters, and they all tell different stories. And not that I would necessarily make this a guaranteed thing, but I do think it would be interesting if at the end of every single story, inevitably the character or perspective that we're following dies. I think that would both maintain the image of what we know Kenshi is as being a really gruff, gritty world where you are not important, you are not the main character, and you're not the chosen one. And in the same sense, the TV show would have not a main character, not a chosen one, not an overarching plot, but instead a series of miniature stories taking place across the face of Kenshi, and also reinforcing the gritty nature of Kenshi with the fact that at the end of every one of these stories, regardless of what happens over the course of its runtime, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, whatever it is, the main character will always die, because that's what Kenshi is. It's not a struggle to survive. It's a struggle to see how long you can survive.